Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this session, I'm going to talk about vertical slice architecture in ASP.NET Core Web API. The mainly advantage of vertical slice architecture is it is build future focused maintainable APIs with CQRS and MediatR. What we will cover in this session: what is vertical slice architecture, traditional layered architecture versus vertical slices, project structure and a request flow, CQRS plus mediator example, benefits, trade-offs, and when to use it, practical inventory management API example. So these are the topics we are going to do in this session. What is the difference between the vertical slice architecture and the traditional layered architecture? So if you take traditional layered architecture is nothing but repository design patterns or any other three-layered architecture or something else. So if you take a repository design pattern as an example in this, code is grouped by technically responsibility. So what it means, the code is, for example, controllers, services, repositories, and database. For example, if you take one use case that is employee, so the employee controller we need to create, and a repository, iRepository file, employee iRepository file we need to create, and for that implementation purpose employee repository file we need to create, and as well as services and to the database. So these are the files we need to create. So these are like grouped together in technical responsibility. A single feature often requires changes across several folders or projects. What it means, a single feature, if you take employee, for example, like CRUD operations, what we are going to do: insert, delete, update, and read. These operations, if you take an example, this is one single feature, but the files are spread across different folders and different projects or different layers. Shared service class Shared service classes can grow large as the application expands. It means if you take a shared services or shared classes or something common codes, so it will increase. We are putting keep on in the same file, right? So it will increase over the project is expands. Then this file also will get increased. So these are the one of the disadvantage I can say. So good separation of layers, but feature behavior may be scattered. So scattered in the sense the files are spread it over in the different folders. What is vertical slice architecture? We know we talked about just now traditional layered architecture. If you take a repository pattern, so there are we have seen the advantages and disadvantages. If you take vertical slice architecture, organize the application around use cases, not technical layers. So this is a statement I can say. Organize the application around use cases. So if we take one use case, employee, okay. So it is the employee, all features, all CRUD operations or all files under that feature only, under that folder only. It won't in different files. So each use case is an independent vertical slice. For example, create customer, update customer, get customer, and delete customer. These are all customer related files under that particular folder only. So I will show you a better example in practical way so that you will get understand more on this. A slice contains the endpoint. What slice folder can contains? Slice in the sense one folder. If we take an example, one feature of one folder, it is nothing but slice. A slice contains the endpoint, request, validation, and business logic. It needs it. Okay. Changes for one use cases are usually localized to that slice. So one use case changes, it is localized to that particular folder only. So that is the advantage of this. So overall, the what is vertical slice architecture means it is not spreaded across all the folders. It is one folder, like a features slash features under features, customer is the our use case. So under customer, we are going to create one file as endpoint, one file as command, one file as um, handler. If you take CQRS, so these are the files we are going to create, right, in CQRS with the mediator pattern. So those are under that particular folder itself. And here is how vertical slice works. Yeah, vertical slice, how it going to work. See, if it comes from, for example, if we take a create customer, the request is coming from the user HTTP request, it coming to the endpoint. So if you consider in .NET ASP.NET Core API, there are like controllers and models, something like the traditional way, MEC architecture, right? So here we are going to remove the completely controllers. So in place of that, the file is comes under like instead of that it is endpoint. So if we can take or assume endpoint is nothing but a construct, sorry, is a controller. So now controller, command, handler, EF core, and SQL server. So here we are going to do insert delete operations like in entity framework. Okay, so this is how the data flows. And next, this is nothing but just a example of vertical slice architecture. So I talked about, right, under features. So features is a main folder. Under that we have customers. So customers, and then sorry, customers. Under that customers, create is another subfolder. So create is the um, operation we are going to do. Under that creator we have again four files. One is endpoint, command, handler, and validator. That's validators. So endpoint is nothing but what I said, it's a controller. Command is nothing but in CQRS pattern is there, no? There is one command and handler and validator. Validator we are going to do the business validations. But in handler we are going to call our repository. So from there actual operation we are going to do with the database. So same way we have another one is get by ID. So this is another folder under customers. This is create section and this is get by ID. So under this folder also we have these three files: endpoint, query, and handler. This is queries, right? So it is comes under query. So same way update. In update also we have all these four files, and delete also same. And after that the customer features is ends up here. After that another use case is nothing but products. So now products, these all features comes under products. So in traditional way of architecture, like a repository pattern, there we have common for all the files, like for example customer one repository file will be there, interface will be there, and controller will be there. So it is under that architecture is under technical grouped, but it is a feature grouped. So that's why this is vertical slice architecture. So this is main advantage is nothing but feature first organization, okay, and easy to locate related code. We can simply find, if we can go simply, for example, if I want to see the customer related all the files, I can directly go to this features. Under that under customers all operations will be there. And rather if you compare to a repository pattern, we will go, each file will be each places. So it is combined all, like all the features one place. So that is the main advantage of here. Each use case evolves independently. Okay, so something like this. These are the main. I will go and walk through you in detail in a practical session so that you will get understand. Yeah, CQRS is very naturally fits with VSA, I can say. So commands change application state. So what we are going to do with commands, it will change the application state. And queries read and return data. Create customer command, create customer handler, it will do the hand with the handler. Get customer command, get customer by id query, so get customer handler. These are like all the CQRS layers or patterns we are following here. So what I can say, CQRS is naturally fits with generally it will very fit with the VSA architecture. So that's why that's what here I'm going to explain you. Mediator can dispatch a request to the correct handler with this in this VS architecture. So another example of create customer command. So if you take create customer command here, so here is a string and string name and email and request ID. So here this is a handler. We are going to do it. It's just a CQRS file, um, command and a handler. So actually we are going to create the data in the database with the entity framework. And layer architecture, here is we are going to discuss about the differences between layer architecture versus vertical slice. So layer architecture grouped by technical layers, and vertical slice architecture grouped by business use cases. We already discussed about, right? So same thing it is here also. Feature logic spread across layers. Feature logic kept together. So all the feature logic is kept together. It means it is same in the same folder. So it won't spread across. More shared abstractions. Slices can choose what they need. Why use vertical slice architecture? So the point is why we need to use the vertical slice architecture. The advantage of vertical slice architecture is high feature cohesion, fewer unnecessary abstractions, easier feature development and maintenance, good fit for CQRS and mediator pattern. Features can be tested independently, useful for medium to large business applications. Trades off trades offs to consider. Yeah, this is nothing but I can say it's a kind of disadvantage. Some code duplication can be intentional, requires clear naming and folder conventions. Shared cross-cutting concerns still need thoughtful design. Teams familiar only with the layered architecture may need time to adapt. Not every small CRUD API needs CQRS or mediator. Yeah, example of inventory and billing API. It's just a example how it goes. So customers is one feature, products is one feature, and suppliers is another feature. So sales and invoices. So these are the features. So these are all like we can all the CQRS commands and files here. So each operation becomes its own vertical slice. Yeah, key takeaways is nothing but organize like main advantages of in this vertical slice architecture. Organize code around business use cases. Keep each feature's behavior close together. Use CQRS when separating needs. The same thing. What we have discussed, all these things again covered here. So yeah, that's all about this vertical slice architecture. So I'm going to give a short demo on it in code level in using Visual Studio in the next session. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.